Hey everyone, welcome to Pop XP. And before the show starts, make sure to click that subscribe button and click the bell to get notifications when we go live and we upload awesome new content. And don't forget, if you can, make sure to share our stream on all your social media outlets. We appreciate it, and thanks for helping us grow the Pop XP channel. Oh, what is going on YouTube? It's Nile Scow with the Pop XP, and it's crowdfunding comics night. And joining me is the cast and crew. We've got Miss Cara Nicole and Mr. Nefarious. Ladies and gents, how we doing? What's up? Happy Monday. Happy Monday.
Cara.
Happy Monday. Oh,
Hi.
no.
How we doing? What's up? We awake?
Kind of.
I'm having a great day. I've been kicking ass writing this script, and then I'm really excited to get over to the artist. I'm a little bit under the deadline right now, so it's crunch time, and I'm feeling the pressure, but I'm really excited to get that done. What about you?
Nice, man. We're making content, bro. That's what I'm doing. We've got a bunch of shows lined up this week. Tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday, we'll take a breather and start again the week after. So we got a lot of great things lined up. I'm pretty excited about it. Miss Cara Nicole, how's things going with you? Any tips? We got anything this week?
Okay, so I actually, I talk a lot about lettering. And I have not been on Blambot in quite a while, but I really kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit, that people really do think that lettering is like the least important thing. But I think that letters can make or break a book. Mm-hmm. I really do. I think that a great book can look like, excuse my phrase, but can just look like shit if you don't have the right lettering. And it's actually something inexpensive to hire out for. But if you do need to do it yourself, then there are resources and they are free. So I used to find that on Blambot, and so I just want to say, like, use your resources. And I'm trying to find it online because it does have a lot of people use what's the other one, Illustrator. Mm-hmm. Or whatever. You don't have to do that. Free Pick has them. Comic Craft has them. You can find them online. Just look up the balloons. It does matter.
Unless lettering is super important.
It is.
It is because you can capture so much in lettering. I mean, if you have good bubbles, if you have good, dialogue boxes, even the fact that you can change the color of your boxes, change the fonts, things to actually add emotion, and action and depth to, your panels and your pages. I mean, when there's a comic with bad lettering, it sucks. I hate to say it. When you've got just like these very generic kind of cartoony bubbles with, just Comic Sans type font, and there's no true action in graphics. I mean, lettering's extremely hard. I don't think people understand that. Really, you have to be a graphic designer to letter properly.
Yes.
Yeah, to letter properly, you do.
You must do it yourself. Do not go in thinking it is the easiest damn thing in the world. You will bite off more than you can chew and end up with a not as good product. So really, take lettering into consideration. Don't use fucking Comic Sans. And look at other comic books.
Yeah.
Look at how they did it. There are things like, if you look at Firebitch, oh yes.
There you go.
Nate Picos,
yes.
He created Blambot, Nate Picos, right? That's him. He put out this book. If you're doing comics, this is really the only resource that you're going to need to understand what Cara is talking about, what Nile's talking about, because there are, the fundamentals of lettering that you can find in, the Essential Guide to Comic Book Lettering. And it'll expand on there, all the information that you need about how to place words inside the balloons, the spacing of them, how to create the lines of words in the balloon, the sizing, kerning, all of the little things that make a comic book readable, or I guess I should say enhance the readability of a comic. He'll cover sound effects, he'll cover all sorts of stuff. I mean, I've been using this with Freak Girl. It's been invaluable. So Kara's absolutely right. Lettering is one of the like hidden arts in comics.
Now, that information is actually free. A lot of that information is free online, and I don't even know these people, but I know that they have helped me learn to how to do lettering, and I've used their resources. And there used to be on here a downloadable PNG where it was like you could cut out your word balloons. And you can adjust them however you wanted. And I really liked that a lot. That was really helpful so that you have what is like more appropriate. Don't put the tail too close to their mouth. Don't
point it at their head
far away. And for the love of all that is holy, do not cover up the art. Try to find the least, if you have something cool with like details, like Easter eggs or whatever, that is not the place to put the word balloon. Unless you're doing it on purpose. Because I did pull that shit actually in Fire Bitch 3, where she had a titty out, but I had the word balloon covered. Just to be a jerk.
So you need to follow your own rules, Cara.
But
no
I did
covering the titties.
No covering the titties. But it was done on purpose. So unless you're doing it like that to be quip or whatever, don't cover up art that is important that someone drew. If you can move it out of the way, do it. And don't make the tails too long, because sometimes you end up with like a really big, fat wide, and then it like goes all the way down through the whole page into this tiny little thing that goes right down their throat and into their gut. Don't do that, please. Please don't do that. Look at other comics, look at how they do it, and stay consistent.
Awesome. Well, thank you for the tip this week, Miss Cara, on lettering. And also any creators out there that know me, if you ever do need any good letterers, I do know a handful, and I've actually hooked up a few creators just last week with some great letterers. So don't be afraid to ask around. There's a lot of great letterers out there. And speaking of great people, great creators, let's bring out our panel tonight. We've got 3 awesome indie creators tonight. We're going to be checking out their books, their campaigns. So first and foremost, from across the pond, let's please welcome Mr. Star Million to the show.
Hello.
What's going on, man? Welcome.
Yeah, nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
Hey, man, thanks for staying up late to join us. It's a privilege, and we're honored.
I always love when we get accents on.
I know you do.
I know.
She collected them like baseball cards. And then second up, we got in the house, we got Mr. Daniel P. Riley. What's going on, Daniel?
Howdy.
Welcome to the show. And
thanks for having me.
Third and final, we have Mr. Hero Darkydark. What is up, man?
Good evening.
Good evening. So Hero Darkydark and Daniel have been hopping streams tonight. Just a dynamic duo that didn't even know they were a dynamic duo until tonight. And they've been hitting up streams, and now they're joining us tonight, which is awesome. So gentlemen, you guys are indie creators, you're crowdfunding, you're self-publishing. I mean, tell me how you guys are enjoying the indie comics community.
Well, I got into it a couple of years ago, so watching it grow into what it's become has been pretty amazing. There's so many really great ideas, like the 2 gentlemen on either side of me, and so many more that I've seen being part of a Friday live stream called Iron Age Nights. We get requests from people with new ideas and have them on for an interview just in that. But even through social media, it's been a blast to see all of these cool things and link up with people like Hero Darkydark and Star Million.
That's awesome, man. What about you, Hero Darkydark? How are you enjoying the indie comics community?
Well, I mean, I definitely can say that there's a lot more glass that I realized I need to walk around. It's like everyone's kind of like on eggshells, but outside of that, yeah, it was cool meeting like a lot of cool people. Drinking with Crazy, John Douglas, that guy of Social Orgs. A lot of cool people here. So it's one of those things where it's like school. It's yeah, there's some crazy stuff that's going on like every other day, but you meet cool people and you're like, hey, I can hang out with you. So I am enjoying it. A lot of nice people. Called Star Million was a great help, great guy, and yeah.
Awesome. What about you, Mr. Star Million?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even realize there was a community until like I stumbled upon it on Twitter, and like next thing I know, everyone was shouting at each other about some random stuff. So then I was like, oh wow. But then I started meeting like some really great people, and yeah, I'm chatting to a lot of people now, and yeah, it's really nice. So if you find nice spots, it is nice. So yeah, no, I'm enjoying it.
Awesome. Now, how long have you been making comics?
This is my first one.
This one's your first comic?
Same.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. Nice.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, very cool. How have you found I'll start with you, Hero Darkydark. How have you found the process of self-publishing? Because it's a lot of work. Was it what you were expecting? Have you found it to be easy, or has you found it to be kind of a little more difficult than expected?
I'd say it was definitely like the creating process. It was definitely a lot more fun than such. The hard part was like the marketing and actually getting every single piece ready for the publishing and stuff. Because then you had to worry about the mentions and things that you probably never thought about. Now you gotta work on resizing it and getting it to work that way. And so there's a lot of that was the more harder part. And then of course marketing, getting people to actually give you your dollar, and considering how I'm more of a smaller creator at the current time, it's a lot harder to get people to, put down their money for it. But it was a fun process. And I can only go up from here.
Nice, man. What about you, Daniel?
I had a little bit of experience self-publishing because I'm a novelist. The comic is actually an adaptation of one of my book series. So knowing a little bit of the publishing side of it, I could kind of see some of the obstacles, but the marketing part is always crazy because I've never done comics before. It's always been novel books, full prose. So looking into the comics community specifically, dip your toe towards the Comicsgate crew, and it gets a little strange sometimes. But otherwise, everybody else has been really welcoming of the concept of my story in comic format.
Yeah. Awesome, man. What about you, Star Million?
I didn't have a clue. Literally, I went into this completely blind. I knew it was going to be hard. I didn't realize how hard it would be. So I've learned a lot as I've went along. So I'd like finding an artist. I asked some friends at first, and they were just like, if I'm going to draw a comic, I'm going to draw my own. I was like, that's fair enough. So finding the artist.
Jerks. What kind of answer is that? Yeah, man. If I'm going to draw a comic, it's my own. So pound sand.
Yeah, they still haven't done it. So yeah. But and then lettering, like that was what you guys were chatting about at the start. I lettered it all myself. I lettered it all, and then I was like, this is really bad. Went back, redone it all again. I've hit up Blambots. I've thrown out bits on Twitter to be like, people just rip it apart, but like in a way that I can learn from, and people did. So that was good. A lot of, obviously, I started doing this, I was doing a night shift. So a lot of the people that I chat to are obviously American, and I put U's in certain words that you guys don't, like color. And then I keep getting told, you've spelled this wrong. And I was like, wait, no, well, yeah, no, but yeah. So, but no, it's been an experience, and I'm enjoying it.
Oh, very cool, man. Very cool. Well, let's check out your.
I
Yeah, go
actually
ahead.
say something about that. So that was very cool that you said that, you know, you spell color differently and people will say you spelled that wrong. Those are great opportunities to engage people. Those are great opportunities to educate them and show them who you are and show them something that they may have not thought about. And that's going to be a connection. And making comics is about making connection. People think it's about writing, it's about drawing. It's not. It's about making connection. You have to connect with your readers in, you know, in their space.
Yeah.
And so take any of those questions, any of those criticisms, not only as an opportunity for you to learn, but also as a way to make those connections with the fans and build your own community.
Yeah, just run with it.
Exactly. That's awesome. Well, let's check out what you got cooking here, man, because you've got Oreium Saga.
Yeah. So I did, like, again, this was my first Kickstarter. I set the funding goal pretty low because I didn't even think I was gonna hit that, and we smashed it out in like the first 9 hours. So I was like, oh great. And yeah, what'd you like to know, really?
No, so let's talk about it, man. Talk about the book, how you came up with the idea. You know, what's the premise that we're dealing with here in this story?
So essentially, the idea came from when I was working at the science museum. One of the scientists came over, and we were actually talking about boxing. Had nothing to do with the story, and then they told me if two bits of metal like crash into each other in space, that they fuse together. And I was like, well, properly fused together, and it turns out they do. Even though the scientist told me, I still Googled it to make sure I wasn't being lied to. And essentially from there, the story kind of took off. So our main character here, Robert, instead of iron in his blood, he's got Oreium. And it allows him to, it's got a bit of body horror in it. He's able to like morph limbs, but everyone wants his blood because you've got one group of people who say it can save the world, and then there's a mysterious voice which is helping him along the way, saying don't trust them. So he kind of needs to pick someone and kind of go with it. But yeah, it's a bit of a mystery at the moment. So I try not to say too much without giving anything away.
Yeah, well, one thing I noticed obviously in the samples here is that he can contort his body. Is it just his hands? Is it his whole body? What's he capable of?
So he's still learning, but eventually it is his entire body. Like, so basically, because even your bones are essentially like calcium is a metal, so he can corrupt every bit of metal in his body and kind of change it into swords, spears. It gets a bit. Eventually, he'll learn to master his powers, but he's still kind of rudimentary tools at the moment. So swords, spears, daggers, and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Now, with this book here, is it going to stay black and white? Is it going to be a color book?
Yeah, no, it's going to stay black and white. Not just because I'm cheap, but also, like, essentially what got me back into... I used to love comics when I was younger. When I got into high school, I kind of fell out of them because, like, sports, girls, and hanging out with my friends started taking its place. And
girls are more fun than comics. That is true.
Yeah,
that's debatable.
They're interactive, you know. You don't just use your eyes, you know.
And me and my friend, we were big into Call of Duty Zombies. We walked past a comic book shop. We saw The Walking Dead when it first came out, picked up the issue, and essentially kind of since then I've been back into comics. So I've kind of stolen Robert Kirkman's idea, being like, okay, it's just got one cover, it's all in black and white, and yeah, trying to follow that model, and hopefully AMC come along and want to buy it off me as well.
Right. So let me ask you a question, man. So with this book, A, how many pages are we talking about? And B, is this a one shot, or are you trying to do like a series here?
So it's 32 pages in total. There's going to be 4 issues. It's a self-contained like arc of 4 issues. Eventually there's 4 more stories, but they're all separate, and I kind of want to after the four stories are done, kind of bring them together, kind of like big game, like what Mark Miller's kind of done.
Mm-hmm.
And so this will be for Oreium Saga is 4 issues, and that's pretty much it. But each one's 32 pages, and then eventually bring it out as like a kind of graphic novel at the end, like for anyone that's missed it.
Awesome. And we got our buddy Cam in the chat. Cam, what's going on, man? He says good evening to everyone. Good evening to you, sir. And now, Neff, what's your thoughts on this campaign, man?
On the book or the campaign? Because on the campaign, I saw only 2 pages of art, which made it hard for me to really, I guess, get invested in what I was seeing. But in the trailer, he shows quite a bit more of the art, and it's set to music. And I thought that a little bit of the pitch, were it put next to the art in the trailer and kind of read out with narration, would give me a better sense of what the campaign was going to be. But overall, from the stills that I saw in the trailer, it looked like an interesting premise. 32 pages, black and white standard comic book size for the price point, I think is really good. It's £10 for a physical with an A4 print, and shipping is £6 on the basic and £15 on the one with the print. I think everyone's gonna have trouble with shipping unless you fulfill domestically in the US somehow.
He is. If you actually look at it, he is filling in the United States and the UK. Now, if you want a signed copy in the US, or you are going to pay more because of his location, but they are fulfilling in the United States as well.
Oh, nice. How are you going about fulfilling here? Are you going to print here?
Well, no, I'm just going to pay out of my pocket and send like a big box over to the guys over at Bent Box Comics who I've been chatting with. Yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
I would suggest actually that you look at a printer here that does offer that, so that you're not paying for that shipment as well, and you can just print from here for those American copies, depending on how many there are. I do know Artist Express, actually here in Arizona, they do that. They will do some shipping. I don't know if they're still doing it. I haven't really talked to them in forever, but I know that they do it for some people. And I believe that there are a few other companies. What was it? Not Kablam, but there's another one. We talked about it last week.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Do you remember? Neff?
I don't know what you're talking about.
We were talking about a printer last week.
Printers that'll also fulfill?
Yeah, that'll fulfill.
I haven't investigated any
Comics
printers
Wellspring.
That will mail.
Yes,
Comics
Wellspring.
Wellspring. I don't know if Wellspring mails directly to your backers.
But they might.
They do. They do film it.
Yeah, they do the whole fulfillment service. Yeah. And thanks to Whitefire Comics, because he's the one that brought the name up, which sparked my memory there.
Now, I would like to bring up that you do have a color print, and the only place it's visible is really tiny in your in the side. You do not have your cover even posted here in your story. So I've done quite a few Kickstarter campaigns. I'm not trying to like ride your ass or whatever. That's a different show. But I have had quite a few like successful campaigns between Kickstarter and Indiegogo myself. So I do kind of know a few things, and people do come to me for advice. And I would definitely suggest putting your covers up in your story higher towards the top. Let people see what your book looks like.
Oh no, yeah, like all advice is welcome, because like I said, this is my first like kind of run at it. I like once I'd done the campaign, I was like, oh yeah, it's done, and then I launched it and I was like, oh shit, there's a lot that I've not put in it.
So you can edit it, and you can I would add in the covers that you have, any color that you have. I'd even add in some more sample pages to give people a little more feel, because the video, and I'm going to play that in a second, because that's a good point that Neff brought up. You've got a lot more preview stuff in the video. Having some of those pages in the campaign are good too, because people can just stop and really, look at it and appreciate what you're putting together.
No,
Really, I totally get you on when you finally launch. You just notice a lot you didn't do, because even when I did mine, like every day I'll be looking back and go like, oh, see, I forgot to put this. I think I think even for one of the awards, I accidentally put the international shipping price what the domestic shipping price was, and then vice versa.
Yeah. Yeah. So
It was
let's
a
check
lot.
out your campaign video. Yeah, you got some great preview stuff in there.
So yeah, like I literally
Nice.
knocked that off in like 20 minutes, and it like I was just happy that I managed to do it. To be totally honest with you, I was like, hey, I just made a video. There's a lot
It doesn't really give any information about what the book is about, but it is more art in the video than what we do see on the campaign page. So
Yeah.
we conveyed the idea that the pages are done. I know you say that the book is finished, but like seeing about 10 preview pages, or I mean a 32 page book, you could do less, 6 to 8. That always makes it feel like, with the volume of pages that we're seeing in the art, that makes people confident. I just felt that the page was a little bare, but I liked the price points. I liked the low shipping on the basic tier, and even for the more expensive shipping price, I think it's a good campaign. It's very simple. It's very clean. It's very streamlined, the campaign, and you got 55 backers. I think you're doing great.
Yeah, this is your first campaign?
Yeah, first campaign.
Yeah,
so
55 backers is pretty good. That's for sure. I've seen first campaigns not even get funded, obviously. But Alfred says, great inks. Art looked great in the video. Yeah, I think the art looks fantastic. I would say if you got some time to putz around in the next couple of days, just add a little more to this, man. Make it a little more exciting. Bring more people in. Show the covers and the stories. Maybe throw the covers in here, before the sample pages. Maybe have 5, like Neff said, 5 to 10 sample pages in there. And just give a little more, man, because I think it's a really cool idea. I like it a lot. And I'm a stickler for black and white books. I love black and white. That's just my jam. But I really like what you put together with this.
No, honestly, any feedback is great for me. So yeah, I set it for 40 days because, like, one, I wasn't too confident it was even gonna get funded. So yeah, I was like, I'll try and make it as long as possible, but it also gives me time to edit it. So yeah, no, I'll honestly, thank you for all
and
of your
throw
advice.
some death metal music in there for Jay Dredd in the chat.
Okay,
he's not a fan.
I'd like to throw in something here. You said you're going to edit it. You're editing your own book?
Essentially, no. My very brutally honest friend is yeah.
Okay,
We've already went through a couple of drafts, which he's been very. That's the thing. I was looking at getting an editor, and I was like, I've got a friend who's very good at that sort of stuff, and he's just gonna be like straight to the point. But
does he know comic books? Because comic book editing, you need to know. Remember, we talked about those letters. You need to be able to see in there. You need to be able to know what's what. You need to be able to read who is talking and be able to catch it. You need to be able to follow the flow of the story. You don't want on your page to turn for your last panel to turn in. You want it to flow forward. So, you might want to make sure that you're thinking about
he's more manga than Western comics, but yeah, it's he seems to know. he's helped me a lot throughout it. So
we're gonna end this stream and see that Star Million cancels his campaign. He's like, fuck those people on Pop XP.
I say these things because I want all you viewers out there to also have access to this information. So yeah, that's why I bring it up. And it's like, it's great. You're doing the right thing. You're a lot of people say, oh, I just edit my own work. Never edit your own work, because you see what you think you wrote and not what you actually wrote. And I'm looking at my stuff from 12 years ago. I'm like, Was I stupid? Like, that's not even how you spell that, And I know better. But when you read your own stuff, so yeah, so good job. And like I said, I say these things so that all you viewers out there can learn as well.
I know she comes off as angry, but she really means well. Okay, she means
Energetic.
Yes. And Neff is a very well experienced creator and publisher too, so he knows a thing or two as well. The two of them have been doing this for quite some time. Well, yeah, man.
Between me and Cara, we could pick apart some campaigns. I tell you what,
You could.
We could.
Can we start doing that? Like our promo streams are just like roasting streams.
I don't know, man. I don't think we'll get good press that way. We need to like increase the goodwill, right? You let me and Cara turn us loose on a couple campaigns, everyone's gonna unsubscribe.
No, but you know what? Actually, they might not, because they might dig that. But no, that's a good point. It's about like, hey, you're gonna get your campaign scrutinized by professionals in this industry so that you can make it better.
It's a trash cast that people are prepared for. It's just random people coming on and we just trash them. And then when we're done, we're like, great campaign. Good luck.
But let's make
it's a valuable resource, I think.
It's a valuable resource indeed.
I think if they volunteer, then it's almost like they're asking for it and they know that we mean well.
Yeah. And now Alfred attests to that. Cara is the biggest sweetheart, not mean at all.
Yeah, but he has to say that. Otherwise, he might get in trouble.
That's true. But yeah, man, Star Million, thanks for bringing this campaign to our attention. This is awesome. What I've been doing actually for the Monday show now is I do a Monday, just for viewers out there that are watching this live or recorded. If you're a creator, when I post on X, I'm going to start doing a Friday drop. And that's where you're going to post the links in with your campaigns, your books, whatever you're doing. It doesn't necessarily even have to be a crowdfunding campaign. If you're just selling this book on your own site, you've got great preview pages. We could talk about it. Put in the link, because what I'm going to start doing is for Monday's show, I will be casting that show of guests through that post. So I'm going to literally go through and I'm going to select 3, and then I'm going to send an invite through a DM. And that's how I'm going to do it. And then our typical Wednesday show will be requests that come in and stuff like that. And we'll get those going. But for Mondays, and I might mix actually Monday up with a little bit of that too. Who knows? But to start it off, just to get more people who've been requesting, I do also look in that post to see if anyone in there has already messaged. Because if I've had, some people 5-6 messages and, I'd really want to get to everyone. But just to let everyone know that this Monday show, we will be selecting the guests from that post on Friday.
I think that we should select them from here. I think that maybe we need to put something out that says, if you come to Wednesday's show and post your campaign in the chat.
They have to be mods to post links.
Okay, then what if they send us their...
and then if you do it in a post, though, we can go back to it. You can scroll through it. If it's on here, it's just cluttered.
It is just cluttered, but there's definitely a way to do that kind of basically says that you have to watch one show to be on the other show.
Pre-launch campaigns, too. I have plenty of pre-launch campaigns on. The only thing with pre-launch campaigns is you have to have some type of material. Like you have to send me some sample pages, covers. I've had ones where we come on and we chat for a little bit, but when I just have that little sign-up page, especially with Kickstarter, I mean, you only kind of get one image and a little dialogue. I mean, Indiegogo does a better job for kind of sign-up pages because you can actually put body to it. But if anyone wants to do that, that's fine. I need something to work with for that, so we can really get people amped up to want to sign up for your emailing list. Just saying. It's just how it is, peeps. Just saying it. But
that's why we don't look at pre-launch on my channel. We only look at what's live, mainly for that very reason. Unless the creator is willing to show preview pages to the viewers, so that they can look at it too.
Well, what I tell them is, whatever you're planning on putting in your campaign, let's start showing some of it now. Because it's not like it's going to be anything that they're not going to see. Because once the campaign launches, whatever sample pages you're going to use, whatever covers, whatever print images, whatever, throw a couple of that over so we can look through it. And I'm also a bit more selective on those. I'll usually do that for like some campaigns that look really, really incredible. Just because they usually have a lot more production stuff set up. Because some of the pre-launch stuff, people aren't, they'll request to come on, but then it's like, well, when are you launching? And it's like, not for 2 months. It's
Yeah,
like,
no,
okay,
no,
so where are you at with stuff? So that one's a little tricky, but yeah, if you've got a lot of stuff ready and you're like a month out from launch and things are going good, reach out and we'll see if we can make something happen. But let's get back to our campaigns. We've got Relentless Bullied Hero #1, which is, where did it go? It's a white. There it is. All right,
There
now
you
this
are.
is on Fund My Comic, Mr. Hero Darkydark.
Oh my
Yes,
god.
it is.
Cool, man. So let's do this. We're gonna switch things up a bit. I'm gonna play your campaign video first, and then we can chat and talk about stuff.
Yep, go nuts.
As pillars of society, heroism must stand proud, no matter what. Through injury, madness, nihilism, and even death, a hero shall step up and lay their body on the line like those before them. We may fail, but we will never stand down, for it is through our valor and will that society will be purified for a better tomorrow. Oh God, I couldn't hold it in. What is this, Zeal? Your first draft? It's worded so weirdly. And haven't you ever heard of a word limit? Gotta make it snappy and interesting. Let me show you how it's done. Greetings, peasants. The great villainess, cursed sorcerer Grimora is speaking. Welcome to the show of my creation. Featuring Zeal, the hero of our story. Say hi, Zeal. Fantastic. He's a very odd new gen hero I came across and claims he can return heroism to its once prestigious state compared to its current degenerating from. Hard-pressed to believe from his general lack of abilities, but hey, he has spirit. Who doesn't want to see an underdog story? And if he fails, it'll be hella fun to witness. Coming this... Zeal, when is this campaign starting again?
Late January. It's starting late January 2024. And of course it wasn't finished. You just jumped me and stole my journal, you freaking sociopath.
We've got it all. Violence, explosions, my sexy self. So go, give me your money.
You vile woman. You think this is funny? There's no games here, witch. This town is diseased. Rottenness steeped into the soul, and my crusade shall chip it away piece by piece. I swear, by my flesh and bone, I shall...
Enough of that. The gag goes back on.
Wait. This is my story, isn't it? Why am I playing second fiddle here?
There'll be plenty of cool stuff, so go spend your money on Relentlessly Bullied Hero. #1. Any parting words, Zeal?
Really? Well, I stole my hero's mission statement too.
Psych.
That was a great campaign video.
That's
Oh, thank you.
that I love this. I really do.
Yeah,
This
now
is-
I have to say, like, for those that know me, when I started this channel like 5 years ago, I was never a big like anime or manga person, but like I have become like obsessed with it. I'm not gonna lie, I find myself like reading manga on my, I read a lot of it on my iPad and everything, and I'm like watching anime like every night, and I'm like, what happened to me? I used to hunt deer with my bare hands, and build houses out of logs, and now I'm just doing all this stuff. But I've come to appreciate the art so much, and just the ecosystem of what it is. And Darky Dark, this looks so good, dude. This looks really good. Tell me about the production team. Who's putting this book together? Obviously yourself.
Yeah. So for the book itself, it's literally just two people, just me and my artist. Yeah, we have editors, but they're more of just a friend that I'll just have a look with the script, see if there's anything wrong, if there's anything we can, do for the story and that kind of stuff. I do it to like 3 to 4 people, depending on who's willing to take a look at it, and then we get to work, and then we just work together. If there's something we might want to look into, or like check something for continuity, we'll go into it, and that kind of stuff. It's a fun relationship.
Very cool, man. And this
This
is
great,
again,
yeah. Fantastic art.
it's fantastic. Where did you find your artist?
Jose. So I remember what was that? Anyways, shoot, I've got when I first saw his work, but eventually, I was looking for an artist, and then eventually I just saw his work, and I was just like, yeah, this fits what I'm going for. And so I just messaged him and then pitched the idea, and he was like, yeah, I can work on this. And here we are today.
Nice. Now, is this going to be in traditional like manga style, it's like size book, or is this a comic book size?
It'll be more comic book size, reading left to right, that kind of stuff. But it takes the manga aesthetics because I do not have the capacity to keep check on all that. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll take the aesthetics, but this is more easier reading for English readers.
Yeah. It's fantastic, man. I love it. Cara, Neff, what are your thoughts on this too?
I think it's beautiful. I think that the design is great. I love that you went manga. Manga, people are saying manga's the future. Everyone loves it now. You threw in the chibi, so cute. Honestly, I think the only reason that this campaign isn't doing better is because it is on Fund My Comic and it is super, super early. So this is a great way to support independent comics within an independent network like this one and Fund My Comic and show them that you guys want to get out of the top two telling you what to do. So I do like the video, okay, that panel right there with like her eyes missing and that's creepy as I love it. That smile, look at that, that's awesome. You know what I mean? You've got good word ballooning. You've got a lot of text, but it doesn't look like a lot of text. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes people cut back on the text and don't give enough information. Sometimes people tell every single damn little thing. This is a really great balance, and I'm really excited for it. I think that your price point is, if anything, a little low. With both these actually.
Hey, Hero, you did this. Were you on Kickstarter prior to this?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is my second chance campaign. So that's kind of also why there's not as much as everyone only got the first time around.
How did your Kickstarter go?
Oh yeah, we reached $2,100.
Okay, yeah, that sounds way more. Yeah, that sounds a lot more correct for this book. Absolutely.
You sounded almost offended that I wasn't doing as well.
No. Yeah, I kind of was offended that you're not doing as well because everybody says, "Oh, I want to get out of oh, I don't believe it." But then here you got this brilliant piece of work. Oh, well, you're gonna step up and back it or what? Not you, them. So all the people that say those things, like, no, get out here and support. Like, this is great. Why wouldn't you back it? But if you've already done the Kickstarter thing, then yeah, it's great that it's up for a second chance. And don't forget to go over to Kickstarter, information for everybody, and post an update with your link over here, letting them know that they can get things that maybe they couldn't afford last time or didn't get an opportunity to, and make sure that update goes to everyone, and is public.
That's actually.
Oh, hey, shout out to Chris Styles. He's a good guy.
Oh, nice.
He's in the chat.
There we go.
Hi.
I'll wait this one. Darky's my guy. All right.
One question I did have, your cover artists, who did your covers? Because I noticed that they're priced differently in the tiers than the main cover, but I didn't really see I don't know, like a method or reason for the pricing. One's like 14, one's 17. It's not like they escalate in price, they just fluctuate. So can you take us through the artists who did your covers?
Yeah, there's three. The one who did cover A, he does a lot of like thumbnails for like YouTubers for like people who talk about Sony manga. See, his name was like a Sumo Llama. I think that's the correct name for it.
Yeah, made by Sumo Llama 1.
Yeah, and so of course, good guy. I talk with him often. He worked on it, and then I know the one who did cover C. He does a lot of covers for like Kickstarter. I'm not Kickstarter, for like Street Fighter Udon, that Udon company who does a lot of Street Fighter comics. So I'm asked to. That's the I forgot his name, but
so he's got it here as cover C by Spunky Ramaz.
Yeah.
And who was B? B was
Zombie Master.
Zombie Master. Yep. So if I wanted to get in touch with these guys, I'd hit them up on Twitter. But these are their Twitter handles, or do they use their real names?
Those are the Twitter handles. Yeah, I asked them. Most of them just don't mind just having the Twitter handles as credits.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that you brought
And,
that up. I love that you asked that question because a lot of times there is a reason as to why there are different price points per cover, and people don't understand that. And it could be because someone is a heavy seller, and they might feel that they're worth more and charge you more, and you might charge more because of that. We choose artists for different reasons, right? Sometimes we just love the art and we do not give a shit if it's going to sell or not. We just love the art and have to have it on our book. Anyone ever experienced that one? I know I've done it. Then you've got the one like, okay, this is sound quality art at a good affordable price. Sometimes if there's exposed pieces, those covers are going to cost a little bit more. An artist that is very highly sought after and more of a collectible artist could, you might charge more for that sort of cover as well. So I'm glad that you brought that up. And those are just some of the reasons that I know as to why there are different price points. If anyone wants to chime in on that.
I have a confession. The reason why cover B costs more is a bit more of a kind of a joke, because as you might be able to easily tell, a lot of people have a lot of interest into the girl of the series, and so those actually questions. And so while setting prices, I kind of made a thought to myself, going like, it would be hilarious if one of the covers is a little bit more expensive than the main one with the main guy, just to still see people buy it. It shows how much more interested people are about her than the guy, because it's kind of like a running joke that both in-universe and out-universe sees more popular than them. So that's
that's
kind of
I like the toys. I want those little guys to be little dolls that I could buy,
Hey, maybe in the future I can invest in those to make them real.
I will say your interior art, I mean, for those that read manga and stuff, I mean, it really stands with, all the top books out there. I mean, the interior art is great. I mean, it's to me, it's even better than some of the stuff I've seen in some of the mangas. Like you really do have a great artist here. I mean, I can't really say, from reading the pages, the story seems pretty good, obviously, until the book comes out, we can actually read it. I mean, visually, you really have an amazing manga here, an American manga, let's say. And, I really hope that the whole package is amazing, because you could be really onto something here and continue to grow doing your own series.
See, Nile's offended that you didn't make more money too.
Well, you know what? What did you do on Kickstarter? What was it again?
It was like 2,150.
Okay.
Yeah, 2,150 was 74 backers.
Yeah, 90% of, especially first-time crowdfunders on Kickstarter, they don't even reach 5,000. So I mean, it's crowdfunding. It's like a stepping stone, right? It's like each campaign's like taking another step, and it's all about getting your IP out there, getting it into hands, overprinting, so that hopefully you make enough money that you can print beyond what you have to fulfill, so you can hopefully do local shows and things, reach out to your local comic shops, try to drop, have them buy a couple, get things out there, hit up social media, so then when you have that finished book and you're on shows like this, you're showing like, well, this is the first one we did, which was successfully funded, get it into reviewers' hands so they can start spreading the word, because you have to, once you get your first campaign going, now the biggest thing is you're the captain of the ship, right? So you're giving orders, you're making stuff happen, but you also are the pilot. You have to control the destiny. You have to market the shit out of yourself 24/7, because that's how crowdfunding works and independent comics is, man. Because you don't have a marketing department, you don't have a shipping department, you don't have all these other departments that publishing houses have that support these creators. So you got to do it. So doing 2,100 is fucking phenomenal. That's great, and then whatever you get over here is great. And like Cara said, do an update on Kickstarter saying, if you miss this campaign, you can come over here and get it. But that's the thing, is just every day, throw it in everyone's faces, throw it in manga groups on Facebook and in anime groups. Just keep throwing links of your stuff in. Then when the next campaign comes, maybe you'll hit $8,000 or $10,000, right? And then the third, maybe you'll hit $15,000 or $20,000. Now you're bringing more artists. Everything's getting, building up in quality, and it's the stepping stone. If you're funded, man, then you won. So I think you did phenomenal for your first round.
Oh yeah, I'm super happy. I'll be honest, I was surprised we even hit 100. So imagine my shock when we hit 200.
Yes. And Daniel Russell manga backed. What else we got? I know you were running late, sir. We got on Kickstarter, we got the Oreium Saga by Mr. Star Million. Sorry, I just wanted to spice it up a bit. Mr. John Casey. How do we pronounce your last name?
It's Casey Orozco.
Orozco. Okay. All right. Well, again, man, this Neff or Cara, you got anything else left on the Relentless? Oh my God, I'm gonna fuck up your title.
No,
Relentlessly Bullied Hero.
I love it. I just, keep going. And I love the advice Nile gave you about going into manga groups and sharing with each other. It really is fantastic. So no matter what happens, you just keep moving forward and don't think ever that just because your book isn't good enough, because it's absolutely not the case.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, I'm feeling confident about where I can take the series. Yes, yeah. Even recently, I just got issue number 2. It went through our editors, and they even like it better than the first one. So, hey, I'm on a upwards trajectory.
Definitely, man. And the quality looks like I said, man, that could be sitting on the shelves, in comic shops at Barnes and Noble. I mean, looks amazing, dude. Congratulations on this.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Well, I think to stick with our theme, man, Daniel, you got a little something for us too?
I do. And after being the last person to go in the show here, I'm thinking about my page going, yeah, I probably should have done all of those things. And I knew I should have done all of those things. And I didn't do all of those things.
You still can. You can always go. So that is something. Let's throw that in there right now. On Kickstarter, on Indiegogo, and I'm assuming on Fund My Comic as well. You can, during the campaign, move shit around. It's just like the grocery store. Move shit around. Then people that are coming back that maybe didn't fund back the first time, now things look different. And that's also a con trick too. You can do that. I've seen from some convention people that will move the stuff around their tables from day to day.
Yeah.
And you can. So put up there, last day, 3 days left, mix stuff up, showcase a product. Today, we're going to showcase this cover, and this is why this cover is awesome. And if you talk well about your creative team, your people your cover artists, your colorists, showcase them, let them know that they're being showcased, and have them tell their fans that they are being showcased.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Quick caveat to the whole thing. This is technically a storefront for the standard version. I ran a special edition campaign on Fund My Comic that made over $3,000.
Wonderful.
Which was amazing. Helped me fund issue number 2, which is already nearly complete, and I should have ready to go for its special edition campaign. I'm hoping by mid-May.
Wonderful.
Oh, nice. Yes. So let's do the same, Dean. I'm going to play your campaign video, and then we'll dive into it. I really like your interior art as well.
Yeah.
Very cool, man. All right, so let's talk about. So this is you typically were writing prose. This is now basically a comic adaptation of the books you've written. So let's talk. What's the synopsis of the story? Who are the characters? What's going on in this world? You're muted, bud.
Thank you. The quick version of the story is Gabriel is a cybernetically enhanced assassin. He has a nanotechnology system in his body. He's been essentially created by a mega corporation as what are called corporate killers. He's part of a group called the Holy Eight, and he's sent out to kill some guys for a rival corporation. And he meets, through certain circumstances that are explained in the book, a sex trafficked girl. And for some strange reason, she has a guinea pig in her hands. That's explained in the story, but how she treats the guinea pigs sparks something inside Gabriel, who is essentially conditioned to be an attack dog. And he decides to defend her from these sex traffickers that try to reclaim her. And the whole of the story is that the company he works for doesn't want any of that flack. So they decide to take her out and force him back into the fold. And he resists them, pitting him against the other 7 killers in his unit.
Dude, that's freaking awesome.
It is freaking awesome. I love it. I love how cute she is. Where's the cover?
Yeah,
it's on the promo. It's on the promo.
But it's not on the site.
I know.
Yeah, I thought I had uploaded it to the tier, but it didn't take, I guess. So I'll have to fix that.
The tier and the story.
Yep, I have to add that into the main section as well. Yes. The special edition, I was trying to figure out what to do to entice backers, because I didn't want to just hand them a black and white comic, 32-page floppy that's sort of manga inspired and go, okay, you guys want to fund this with me. Mm-hmm. So my daughter and I brainstormed, and she came up with an idea to accent the pages with some bright colors. So certain things like articles of clothing, the neon signs in the background, weapon attacks, where she went through each page and diligently did colors. I have the physical, if you want to see the cover.
All right.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so that's actually really great. What I would do is I would show the cover, but I would also,
nice. Yeah. I would throw a couple of those pages in.
Throw that in there. And then also show the front, like it's an open cover, but is it? So show the cover, but also take a photo of it and upload that photo so people can see that a physical product actually exists. Sometimes people think,
that's
okay,
good idea.
this is what it's gonna look like, but you're saying, look, it's right here.
Yeah. I paid for the whole production before I started the campaign.
Yeah. Hey, Cara, do you have your cowbell?
No, I've been looking for it. That's why I've been over here, like, where's my damn cowbell?
Cara.
We've got 2 of them.
I have a backup, Cara.
Okay, good. Niall's got
I do
it.
have a backup. It's not a cowbell.
It's not.
But I've got the TUCCI bell.
Oh, no, you did not. Did you steal that?
I stole a video of it.
Oh, my God. Do it.
All right, we're going to do the bell because we've got Daniel has backed. There we go. How do you pronounce that again? Jisedai?
Jisedai. It's Japanese for second generation, or colloquially next generation.
I love Neff, man. I feel so stupid around him, but he's so smart.
I looked it up.
The first person that knew that.
Oh,
first person I've ever met that knew that.
All right, Oreium is backed as well, Mr. Star Million. Boom.
Oh, thanks very much.
Very cool.
Wow, you're a rock star.
Nice. So Daniel has backed all the campaigns tonight.
Thank you very much.
A good guy, Mr. Daniel Russell.
Yeah. Thank you again, Daniel Russell.
Very cool. So again, how many pages is this book here?
It's a 32-page floppy.
32. Nice.
And there's
for
6
10, that's
in the
not
art.
a bad deal at all. That's actually a pretty solid deal. $10 for a 32-page floppy with shipping.
Yeah, that's I did my research on pricing and tried to parse it out.
Very cool, dude.
I
So,
mean, ultimately, we want to get the prices down, especially in black and white format. But starting at 10, that's a good place to start, and it's not 25, right?
Yeah. Seemed a bit excessive. I did sell the special editions with the color pop for 20, I believe. Yeah.
Okay.
nice. Now, you said your daughter did the coloring on this book?
Yes, she did.
Nice.
Well,
Who was
the
your
special
artist?
edition one.
for the
My
special
artist is his name is Kevin Jacob. I found him through another novelist friend of mine that was creating short comics of his series. And when I was just pitching to him the idea of adapting Jisedai into a comic, he said, well, I know this guy. You want to go talk to him? We talked, worked out a deal. I paid for the whole thing up front over the course of like 6 months because, it's expensive. And
Loan Shark?
here we are.
Is that a thing? Are we doing this? I think
What was
we
that?
are.
What are we
Comic
doing?
book loan sharking.
Loan sharks.
Yeah.
We actually had an idea.
Your
Brian
comic?
in the chat, Brian Badvitas in the chat had an idea for us to do a comic book Shark Tank once upon a time, where we would fund or not fund books. But I don't know if
sounds
it's too
fun.
Controversial. Yeah.
Not sure I like the loan shark thing. I don't want people showing up to my house with baseball bats.
That's why it's funny.
That's kind of fucked up, though. Like, all right, so we're gonna do this show. And we're gonna decide whether we're gonna fund or not fund your book. People go through like, yeah, I'm not funding this. Good day, sir.
You all
Yeah,
are
that's why I don't think it'll work so well, because we're gonna
Don't
have.
tell me how many of you people did not, and even out there in watching land, in YouTube land, how many of you people did not for a minute think about, okay, so you've got this comic book show and it's not doing very well. So what they do is they start loan sharking. They find the campaigns that are struggling the most and they use loan shark thing and then they come out, and then they beat them down. How many of you got a story in your mind of something?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's about. That's what it's about.
Not wrong.
Up with ideas. Have you ever heard of Blue Sky? Look that shit up. It's cool as hell. It's a creative exercise.
Nice. We'll talk about this, Cara and Neff. Maybe there's still something there with that idea.
Maybe. I don't know, man. I don't feel like backing 3 projects every show. I do plenty of backing as is, and I need to invest a lot.
We have to spend our own money.
Yeah, it was Shark Tank.
I thought it was just
dude.
like an opinion. I thought it was just like an opinion thing.
No, it was come on and earn our dollar.
I know.
Like that was the whole incentive too, like why people would be chomping at the bit to get on the show.
What if we just did like almost like an open mic night, right? we just post the link and let people come in and they can just promote their stuff and we can like critique it if they want and give them tips to make it better. And then you move on to the next one.
We'll call it like something that's kind of like a 7 minutes in heaven, but it'll be like
6 minutes in hell.
60 seconds in hell, and we look over your campaign and then just tear it apart in 60 seconds so that it can be fixed, so that you can. Or you have.
I got a couple questions for Daniel, if he'll answer them.
Please.
Sure.
So I read on Amazon some of the reviews for the original novel of Jisedai.
Yeah.
And apparently it was pretty violent and gory, and the descriptions were very visceral and vivid. How much of that translated into the pages of the comic?
I tried to stick very close to it. There is
So it's a very mature book.
Yeah, there is some very graphic violence, and I have outlined for the rest of the issues the battle sequences and just how bloody they get. Quick,
Slap
easy
a big
spoiler.
old warning sticker on it, like for mature audiences only, on the front cover, and on the campaign it'll do 2 things. One, it'll let everybody know you're responsible, right? And like you're marketing it towards an audience. And 2, everyone who's like, oh, graphic violence, yeah, then they're gonna want to buy it. because
Well, and you might want to show some of that, because from what I see on the campaign, there is some stuff in there that is just so cute.
Yes.
And if I went in there
covers a lot of ground.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at this adorable little girl with the little sparklies around her and her little.
She's a sex trafficked child who there's murder and like it's not quite the I thought the same thing. Oh, she's so sweet, and then you read the synopsis and everything, and she's being a child sex object that is being
she was exploited
in Neo Tokyo, and he recognizes that, and then murders everybody to defend her. I also had a question. You said it's a samurai epic. What were some of the samurai stories that inspired you here? Is this Lone Wolf and Cub inspired? Like, what samurai epics led to the formation of this plot?
There was a little bit of that because I loved that series of movies and the whole concept of it. But originally, when I designed the novels, I wanted to twist Kurosawa samurai movies. I wanted to, and that's why there's so much big action, is that I wanted to try to tell a story through the strokes of weapons and those who wield them. The great debate.
Fighting's a conversation.
The great debate between two people of, can I morally and physically defend my stance that this girl should not die because you want me back, versus whatever the personal motivations the other members of the unit have as they square off against him. And it
about the unit themselves. I had one last question. I don't want to run out of time here. The Holy Eight, right? Obviously, he's Gabriel. Michael is in the book, so they're named for the angels. Right?
Yes.
So there's Christian iconography built into the criminal organization, and the leader of the criminal organization goes by Genbu, who is a figure widely referenced in symbology from Taoism, Wu Feng Shandy, Chinese mythology, etc., etc. How do the two,
I love this, man.
I guess, competing religious iconographs complement each other in this? Like, how do you twist them together to make them cohesive?
There's a circumstance to it, and it's part of the larger narrative. Little bit of teasing to it. Genbu is obviously a code name for this particular taskmaster. He did not.
I would assume that there are four. There's Suzaku, Seiryu, and Byakko as well.
Yes, and he did not intend for the Holy Eight thing to happen. It actually happened in circumstance, and they just sort of rolled with it. But woven into the narrative, how the characters are these twisted versions of what actual archangels represent, because these are people given incredible power that make them better than everyone else in the city, essentially, so that they're corrupted in that way. And Gabriel is more of a blank slate until he meets Hannah and begins to make his own decisions, and his decisions are guided by the base tenets of Bushido that Genbu instilled in him. But Genbu had instilled in him that the corporation was his daimyo. So he had to do everything, sacrifice everything, and never fail for the corporation. But now he has found something else that is much more worthy of being loyal to, and that is this girl who helped him see that there's a way to live beyond the stroke of a sword.
I'm interested to see if this moves in the direction being that, he's taking on the Holy Eight, his cadre, right? The other angels that he belongs to in this organization. If he falls, would he be considered a fallen angel and then take a whole Christian route to that? Anyway,
there is that.
I think there's some interesting stuff here underneath all of it, and I think that's
and there is that in the larger narrative.
Successful, yeah.
I have 18 novels for the series. I've only got 2 produced, and I'm working on the third one now. Yeah, the Angel War is books 1, 2, and 3. After that, the story starts to shift, expand, and more of these background details and symbology become, or symbolism actually. Damn, I fell into the Boondock Saints trap. Symbolism becomes more prevalent to the readers.
Damn, that sounds pretty good. That's great. Now, so your novels people can get on Amazon?
Amazon, Barnes and Noble, they're everywhere. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. So this is
He's also involved in Anvil Media, right? Anvil Magazine.
Iron Age Media's Anvil Magazine. I was, yeah, for a while.
Okay.
So are you involved in that now, or were you just a contributor?
I was the editor for a couple of
Yeah,
months.
that's what
Time constraint became difficult for me. And,
editing a huge magazine is a lot of work, man.
Yeah.
And coordinating all those people as a story editor can be overwhelming.
And my personal business, I work for myself doing this
Whimsyland.
full time. I edit novels and comic books and movie scripts and all the time. So it was like one extra helping that I just couldn't stomach. They had to make a choice.
Yeah.
Can I ask you real quick about Whimsyland? Just want to plug that.
Absolutely.
Real quick. You're a writing coach, right? And you offer
Yes.
writing services and editing and that kind of stuff. Just let me know what Whimsyland is.
Whimsyland was actually surprisingly born from what Cara was talking about a little bit earlier, which was when I first started publishing, I had no clue what I was doing. And then I got into the indie sphere after I sorted it out myself and saw that there were tons of other people who didn't know what they were doing. And I knew a little bit more than they did. So I offered help. And I have decades worth of teaching experience from my earlier career. So after a while, I started getting requests. Then I started putting requests out. Hey, I can edit your book. I'll offer you a fair price. It's not going to break your wallet and ruin your week. And it built up to a point where I could do it myself. So Whimsyland was created. It's a whole business now.
Yeah,
and I'm trying to get into personal production, which is why the symbols on all of my work too.
Don't. No. Like, I mean, if you're going to take on the publisher side of things, it's an entirely different can of worms. Like,
I've heard.
Show. It is a mess. It's so much more work than just editing a story script and taking that through, to the end of the story. Production side of things, if you're going to be doing that, I barely get to do it for my own stuff. Like,
if anything, I thought at the very least I can offer some consultation on which ways to go with the knowledge that I have and the knowledge that I continue to gain by meeting cool people like you.
Well, Nile and Cara are the ones that brought them, so they're the
it was a royal you, all three hosts.
Y'all, yeah.
He's
But
smart
that's what
too.
it's about. And a lot of people, when I was joking about, like loan sharking, but a lot of creators do make it by helping each other out, edit each other's
true.
books if you're both good.
Yeah.
Maybe someone can letter and someone can work on layout, design. There's different things you can do to back each other in, and help each other to save money. If someone does pencils, if someone does inks, you can work with each other, trade a cover for a cover. That's very, very common is cover for cover trades between artists. And that's how you keep your costs down. But you can still deduct the work that you did for them.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make
It's
sense?
very cool.
Yeah,
Like,
I understand
all of us on the
completely.
panel are writers.
Yeah.
Like everyone here on, I don't know, Cara, if you do the art, but these three guys, myself, we're all writers. Like, what do we get to trade? I know artists really have the commodity that we pay for, right?
Well, in my case, I actually do what I would trade for is like, I think you guys should all be jumping to it, be like, yeah, I'll trade you a cosplay cover for a cover. So then you just make your costume and put it on and
you guys could all be cosplay models.
and then you can all be cosplay models.
Sounds
but
fun.
I do I do some colors sometimes, not as much as I used to.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm coloring the book we're working on now, and
the music for the video was a trade I did with an independent musician who goes by Everly Music. So he created that for me. I contacted him and just said, hey, so you know all those really powerful, fast-paced theme songs you hear in the opening of animes? Can you make me one of those?
Well, you can.
See?
I mean, you can even trade your, your editing skills, right?
Yep.
Or even helping writing for covers or whatnot.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's what's good though about the community. I mean, I do a lot of stuff for people, not necessarily trade wise, but down the road, I'll need something, 'cause
Nile's
I
usually
like
my
to make sure
therapist.
everyone owes me something. Like right now, you all owe me something because I had you on the show. So if I need something,
Let's not go that
Oh.
far.
This is how the Kickstarter mafia was born.
this is how it works.
See?
An
Yeah,
offer
actually-
you
I'm actually
cannot
like a
refuse.
kingpin. No. But like, that's the thing is I've helped out. So, I do a lot of graphic design work and layouts and stuff for people's books, campaign videos, editing. I've set up a boatload of probably YouTube channels that everyone watches. I've helped set those up. I mean, it's a share of skills, and that's the thing when you're doing this type of work, you can trade marketing stuff. You can trade, production stuff, even if it's, social media production, YouTube production, pencils, anything that you're doing. And what's nice, and you do like these shows, the reason I actually used to do this show like this, I would give all three of you a time slot. Then I would time each guest and I'd have the first guest leave and the second guest would come on. But then I noticed a couple times, for time's sake, I threw everyone on. And then I was actually getting messages like, hey, man, Star Million messaged me, says, hey, man, thanks for, linking me up the other night. I ended up talking to Hero some more and we're actually going to work on something together. So I've, this channel has also helped network people to help, this, or, hey, you know what? So-and-so is going to help me with my lettering, man. Thanks so much for having me on. I wouldn't have met this person if I didn't come on the show. Thank you so much. So, I mean, all this stuff is like, you got to come up with the tools to make your books, come up with your marketing plan. But you also got to realize that people you meet could also be, become friends, network, and also tools in your toolbox. So you kind of just have to look at, everything, because you might meet someone that's stronger in something. You become friends. Next, you may still be helping them, but they may be, doing at a reduced price because you're friends now, and then you're going to help them on this portion. Now you don't want to burn each other, but that's just how it works. And then, cross market each other, throw their book in your campaign as part of a tier to help spread the word, and they do it vice versa. I mean, it really is kind of like a limitless process. But
and even conventions.
Yeah.
Maybe now there's no artist tables left. Maybe you want a booth. Maybe you share a booth. Maybe you share rooms. Maybe you share travel costs. Maybe you go to their city and stay at their house for their convention, and they come to your city and stay at your house for your convention.
Yeah. Or share the towel because the hotel sucks, and when you ask for towels, they don't bring them. So you each use that one towel that one night, so you at least have 2 towels for the time you're at the convention.
And if you're cold, you can snuggle.
Yeah. It works out. It works out. But again, I want to thank everyone for coming on the show tonight. We looked at some amazing campaigns. Our first campaign we checked out, we have Oreium Saga. This is Star Million's book. It's on at Kickstarter. All the links are below for these campaigns. So if you want to check them out, they're in the description. They've also been posted into the live chat. Go look at them at your own pace. Check them out. If it's something that you like, back them. If it's not, and you just want to help support indie creators, just copy those links, send it out in your social media. You may know one person, you might know 20 people that would back this book. Help spread the word out with the campaigns. Our second one we checked out tonight was Relentlessly Bullied Hero. This is from Hero Darkydark. Great manga style book. Awesome covers, great interiors. Again, awesome stuff here. And just really quick too, sorry I didn't scroll. Oh, you just got a backer. Oreium. Here we got another black and white book, great art here, great story, great concept, very cool. Dive into this a little more on your own, read through this, check it out. I believe Star Million is going to add some more stuff to the campaign, hopefully, so people can check it out. And I'm going to screw up the name again. I'm sorry, Daniel. I just
don't worry about it.
Do it. Neff, how do we pronounce it?
Jisedai.
Jisedai. Jisedai. Jisedai. Back Jisedai, everybody. Fantastic. Again, more great interiors. Also, if you're interested into the prose, the novels of these books, check them out on Amazon as well. I'll find those links, Daniel. I'll add those into the episode.
Everything's connected to whimsyland.org. I have buttons at the top of the website.
Perfect. I love that name.
Take you right to everything.
All right,
Yeah.
so I'll put the link to whimsyland.org into the description of this show. So anyone that's watching this live or recorded, that'll be in there shortly. So you guys can check out everything that he has going on. And again, everyone, back books, support indie comics. It's a beautiful thing that we're all doing out there. There's no rules, right? Independent comics is a free spirit. There's no labels, no rules, no nothing. You just do what you want to do, create what you want to love. It's out there for you all, and you all can do it too. And we kind of had a bit of a theme tonight, and I got to ask because I'm excited for tomorrow. Anybody watching Shogun?
Yeah.
I heard about
great.
it. I just haven't gotten that.
Actually, Daniel,
I'm holding off.
I watched the original. I know you watched the original. I heard from multiple people whose opinions I respect and trust that it's really good. I'm gonna wait till the whole thing's available and I have some time to sit down and plow through it. But I'm looking.
That's
forward
why
to
I'm
it,
holding
man.
off
What do you
too.
think? What do you think, Nile?
I love it. I do wish. Well, here's the thing. You get a show like this, and you're like, oh my god, this is a fucking masterpiece. But you want to binge it all. But then, though, it is nice to have something to look forward to each week, and I'll say it. I know it's kind of mixed feelings out there. I actually also enjoy the Halo series. I like it. I know it might not be fully canon with the games and some of those stories, but I look at it as its own, right? As its own show. And
Delete my number.
In that regard, you bet. In that regard, I enjoy the show. And again, I get to enjoy that once a week because I can't binge it. But Shogun by far is one of the best things I've watched in years. I think.
Yeah, let me just give a quick shout
amazing.
out. All this is right. That's actually one of the ways that I know that Shogun's worth watching. Jeremy Ice and Fire does cover it on his channel every week. He did the whole Game of Thrones series when that was live, and it's a pretty very good review channel that he has over there where he like summarizes and goes through things. So definitely check that out, man. If you're thinking about watching it and you want a little bit more involved look than Nile or I can provide right now, go listen to that.
Yeah.
The
And I mean, watch the
recommendation.
behind the scenes. If you're watching it or going to binge it, make sure you watch the behind the scenes because you're going to watch that and go, this. You can just tell it's extremely historically accurate because you'll see just all of a sudden when I was picking up on the mannerisms, I was like, wow, that was how it was in that time period. And they go through it all in the making of just how intensive they were, from how they hold a pen, how they pick up a paper, how they open a piece of paper, how they walk, how they sit, every little thing is just very strictly done, and it was done.
What's the name?
Yeah.
Daniel, do you remember the name of the term for pursuit of perfection in Japanese? It's one word, and it means to pursue excellence in the thing that you do.
Gosh.
It is like the mantra by which like that whole Bushido spirit came. It was like that one-mindedness, single-mindedness. But no, I agree with you. Having something to do every week is great. Looking forward to doing something every week is great. And that's how I feel about doing the show with you guys.
Oh, come on. Get out of here. Get out of here. But no, again, everyone, thanks so much for tuning in. It was a blast, as always, Cara and Neff, to sit with you and chat with great creators out there. Hero, your stuff is amazing. I'm seeing big things for you. Daniel, your stuff is amazing. I'm seeing big things for you. Star Million, your stuff is amazing. I'm seeing big things for you. I hope you guys stick with it, keep developing and growing. And I look forward to having you guys back on for future episodes with new books, new IPs, or continued IPs. All amazing stuff. Everyone, again, check out those links below. And we will see you all on the next one. Have a great night, everyone. And back some books.
It's been a pleasure.
See you later. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Hey everyone! Thank you for joining us on Pop. If you haven't already, make sure to click that subscribe button and also click the bell for notifications when we go live and we upload some awesome new content. Also, don't forget to head on over to Twitter and follow us at @ThePopXP and over on Instagram @ThePopXP. Thanks again, everyone, and we'll see you soon.